So it's the All-Star weekend this weekend. Wait a minute. What kind of sentence is that? But anyway, it's the All-Star weekend, and in honor of it being the All-Star weekend, I decided to put together my list of top 5 companies, my top 5 All-Star companies that I believe that maybe one day they're probably going to rule the world. So if you're interested in finding out what companies are going to rule the world, stick around and let's get this show started. Whoosh. What's going on, people? It's your boy Kalechi back with another video. If this is your first time around these parts, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy anything that we talk about on this video, hit that like button. Turn that thing, is that color? No, it's not blue, but turn it blue. You know the color you need to turn it to. But anyway, like I said in this video, we're gonna be going over my top 5 all-star companies and all-star stocks that you can buy into. I'm not saying to buy any of these company stocks right now. I'm just saying these are companies that I really love. Well, except for one of them. I really like, and I believe that in the future, they're gonna continue to do well. So let's get started with number 1. Company number 1 is a company that I actually like to hate. I love to hate on this company, but that company is Apple. Apple is number 1 on this list because Apple is the ultimate direct-to-consumer business. It has both sides of being a hardware business and being a software business. It has been switching the way it does things for a little bit now, but regardless, it's still been racking in the dough. As a matter of fact, last quarter, it brought in over $100 billion. In other words, people are still buying those iPhones. People are still buying that iPad, and people are definitely still buying the MacBook. I mean, they sold out of that thing super fast. And plus, with the release of their M1 processor, they're basically starting to take the space that Intel just kind of left wide open for them and just dominating and running with it. The processing power of the M1 processors is unbelievable. And I'm an Apple hater. I don't want to own a MacBook, but right now it's just looking like, oh my gosh, that thing is beautiful. But that's not why y'all are here. Moving back on topic, the other thing is Apple has recently started shifting away from being focused on its hardware division into its software division, into streaming services like Apple TV Plus, like Apple Music, like Apple, the whole Apple One service that's going to basically bundle everything together. By the way, speaking of bundles, I believe that the day is coming very soon where Apple is going to bundle all its software services with its hardware service, where it's going to offer you the iPhone for a monthly fee combined with all its services. And that way it can keep people coming back for more and more and more. Prof G, or Professor Scott Galloway, he likes to call this the reoccurring bundle, the Rundle category. And I believe that Apple is going to do that relatively soon. But regardless, also, they just have boatloads of cash. As a matter of fact, if they wanted to buy most of every company, they could probably buy it. And another thing that I expect Apple to do is to make an acquisition in the near future. Peloton, they're on the lookout for that one. Actually, at one point, I thought Apple was going to buy Tesla. Actually, there was rumors about it, but they never did. But the point is, Apple is just a dominating force, and I believe that they're going to continue to dominate moving into the future. And now let's move on to company number 2. Company number 2 is one that I love to talk about because it's literally my favorite company of all time. I call this company my best worst mistake of all time. Because when I first started investing, this was the company that I chose to invest in, and I've been investing in them ever since. This is Microsoft. Y'all know I like to call them my baby because it's the one company that I believe that I'll hold forever. Well, let me not lie to myself. If they start messing up, I'm gonna sell out of that thing. Because guess what? I ain't got no loyalty to no brands. I'm only loyal to the dollars in my pocket. But anyway, moving on from there. Microsoft. The reason why Microsoft is number 2 is Microsoft is the ultimate B2B business. If you don't know what B2B means, it means business to business business. I don't know what business that you're going to go to, especially established enterprises, that does not use Microsoft services. Like literally all of them use Microsoft services. By the way, side note, did you know that ATMs run on Microsoft Windows? I didn't know that. I saw that randomly. That's a random fact that you can spring on one of your friends or something. It's a very interesting thing. But the point is, Microsoft is everywhere. Microsoft dominates the computer scene, except for the 20%. That is 13% owned by MacBooks and 8% owned by Chrome browsers, and those are kind of expanding a little bit. But the point is, Windows is everywhere. Most of the time, 7 out of 10 computers are going to use Microsoft. They're going to use Windows, are going to be running on Windows services. And on top of that, when Microsoft enters into any category, Microsoft just tends to dominate. As a matter of fact, when Slack was doing its thing, and then Microsoft was like, hold up, wait a minute, we can bring up Teams, right? Can we? And then they launched Teams, and then all of a sudden Slack was like, oh my God, what are y'all doing? Don't do this to us. This is anti-competitive. And they just basically like shut Teams out. This is why Teams got acquired by Slackforce, but that's beside the point. The thing is, Microsoft just continues to dominate. And a lot of people sleep on the fact that Microsoft has so many avenues for revenue. It has, of course, its Windows, which is its core business. And then, of course, it also has the software platform, which is its Office platform. But even apart from that, it also has LinkedIn, which a lot of people sleep on the fact that LinkedIn is actually one of the largest growing social media platforms out there. Yeah, you wouldn't think it, but LinkedIn actually is. And plus, a lot of people love Upwork and Fiverr, but did you know that LinkedIn actually brings in more revenue than Upwork and Fiverr combined? Because it basically does the same thing that Upwork and Fiverr does, which is it combines contracts, trying to find contractors for businesses and puts it all into one platform. So Upwork and Fiverr, I don't know. LinkedIn might just be stealing their shine, but everybody loves Upwork and Fiverr. I'm just saying, watch out for Microsoft. Plus, they're also into gaming, which is something that a lot of people are sleeping on. The whole thing of being able to game every single place that you go, being able to game online on any platform that you're on, guess what? Microsoft is bringing that to life with xCloud. As you guys can tell, I am a very, very big fan of Microsoft and the fact that they just have so many ways to make money. But that's company number 2. Moving on to company number 3. Company number 3 is one that I believe at some point in time will dominate and tell us exactly what to do with our life on a daily basis. This is a company that eventually we're going to get to the point of being like, hey Alexa, I need this, that, and the other, and it's gonna get it to your house on time. This is a company that basically exemplifies the idea of convenience. Of course, when I said Alexa, you should automatically know what company this is, and this is Amazon. Amazon is a company that makes life so convenient. A lot of people think that we're just gonna go back to shopping the regular way after we come out of this pandemic. I don't believe that to be the case. There's a lot of things that we started buying online that we didn't think we could buy online, but now that we found that, oh, this is a little bit convenient. I ain't got to go to the store. I ain't got to do this. I can do other things. All of a sudden, that opened up a whole new world for us to be able to shop online in e-commerce, and Amazon dominates that space. On top of everything, Amazon literally is the cloud hosting server for most websites. I would say like 50+% of the internet is hosted by Amazon. Like Amazon Web Services basically hosts the entire internet. And you can see that Amazon is switching more to make that a priority with the assignment of their new CEO, which is Jeff Jabby. But basically with him being the CEO, I believe that Amazon is pivoting to become a cloud computing company with the side business of e-commerce, where in the past it was an e-commerce company with the side business of Amazon Web Cloud Computing. Plus, Amazon Web Cloud Computing just has unbelievable margins. The amount of money that they can make from that thing without having to put so much capital into it is unbelievable. So I think Amazon is going to start dominating the world. Plus, as we get more accustomed to using voice search to do things, I think we're still way down the line on that. But as we get more and more accustomed to using voice to do things, I think Amazon will continue to dominate this space. So let's move on to number 4. Company number 4 is actually tied with company number 5. This is Facebook and Google. Literally, the entire internet can be distilled into these 2 companies. When we bring up Google, most of us don't even know websites anymore. All we do is go on Google, type in a word, and Google just brings up the website that we want to go to. Like you can just be like, shoes, and Google will bring up the website that you want to go to for those shoes. It just shows the power of Google. The way we interact with the internet is basically through Google. Google dominates everything. And the way that you're even watching this video right now, YouTube, which is owned by, you guessed it, Google. Well, actually, technically Alphabet. But the point is, Google dominates when it comes to the entire internet. The way that most of us, if not all of us, interact with the internet is through Google. And then on the other side, we have Facebook. Facebook is literally the way that we interact with our social network. It's literally the only other way we get on the internet. I know there are other social websites, but Facebook is the dominating factor. It has 1 billion daily users on a daily basis. I basically just say the same thing twice. Daily users on a daily basis. But the point is, across its platform of Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, it dominates the whole social networking scene. It dominates all of that. So when you combine Facebook and Google, you literally cannot go anywhere on the internet without somehow, some way interacting with these 2 services. And plus on Google, a lot of us use Gmail, which gives us access to a bunch of other things with Google. You cannot do anything without Google services. Half of the phones in the world runs on Android, if that tells you anything. Point is, these 2 companies are literally starting to be the backbone of the internet. This is why they are number 4 and number 5 on my list. Now for some honorable mentions of companies that I believe will get to this point sometime in the future, are just not there right now. One company that everybody probably expected to see on this list and is not on this list is Tesla. As much as I love the idea of what the business is doing and what the company is doing and what it will be going into the future, it's not there yet. It has been hyped up to a degree where it's just not ready for the limelight. I don't believe that Tesla is going to have 20% of the market cap when it comes to vehicles on the road. No matter what anybody tells me, I don't believe that to be the case. Because one thing that we as individuals love to do is to be different. And so not everybody's going to buy a Tesla. Some people are going to stick to having a Ford type of vehicle. Some people are going to want a Honda. Some people are going to want other vehicles. So I don't believe Tesla is going to be the world dominating car. But I do believe that it's going to be one of those major forces going into the future, if for nothing else other than its autonomous vehicle. Of course, it also has its hands in energy. It also has its hands in so many other things as well. So Tesla is going to be a runner-up on this list. But either way, this has been my top 5 list of companies that I believe at one point or another are going to dominate the world and are going to rule everything that we do on a daily basis. Oh wait, they already do that. But anyway, it's been your boy Kalechi. If you enjoyed anything that we talked about on this video, drop a like. If you loved it, hit that subscribe button. But I'm gonna catch y'all up on the next one. Remember, generosity is always greater than greed. God bless each and every single one of y'all, and I'm out. Peace. Whoosh.